As you can see, EFF members have come out in their numbers. That's a story we continue to follow today. But on to another story now. We now cross, well, similar story really. We cross live now to our reporter Reginald Vetboy. Reginald, what can you tell us about what's happening now?
We're experiencing some problems. Well, a very good morning to you, Desiree. We are on the N5, just a few kilometers outside Senekal, and as you can see, if I can just step out of the picture, you will see the police have a roadblock outside Senekal, checking cars, checking licenses, and you'll also see that farmers and also EFF members are making their way. I know in this particular bus that's coming, there are EFF members in that bus. We also know that the farmers are also making their way with that motorcade to Senekal. They left the town of Winburg a few minutes ago, so it's a buzz here in Senekal ahead of that much anticipated court appearance for the two men accused of killing 21-year-old Brandon Horner. We know that EFF members are also in town in their numbers, farmers making their way, and it's really it's a buzz here in Senekal, and people have mixed emotions about what we can expect of what's going to transpire in this small town of Senekal. But one thing I know for sure is that if we look at the economic aspect of this town, it's going to get a huge boost in terms of the economics of this town, because this is a small town. It's not every day that this town is busy and people actually descending on this town. So police having their hands full, heavy police presence people waiting to see what's going to happen, farmers making their way to descend on this town, EFF members in town, a huge media contingency also, not only South African media but also international media, because this is a story that caught the attention of people around the world, particularly focusing on farm murders, also what they say racial tension, but also public violence in general. Some feel that there's a certain law for a certain group when it comes to the law. We know that a 51-year-old farmer, Andre Pinar, he has been arrested for public violence, malicious damage, and also attempted murder. So farmers want to see that the two accused, we know that last week when the two accused appeared, they wanted the accused to be handed over to them so that they can take the law into their own hands, or rather deal with them themselves. We know that a police van was overturned and also allegedly set alight. I'm going to ask my colleague Thabo just to pan, because we can see that farmers are now making their way into Senekal here in the Eastern Free State. A lot of farmers who are making their way into this town. We know that they came as far as Cape Town in the Western Cape, saying that no one should be above the law, and that this senseless killing of 21-year-old Brandon Horner should not be tolerated, and that the law must take its course. But also, how can the law take its course when one wants to take the law into your own hands? So bikers now making their way, police just want to also check their licenses before they head to their spot, because there's a designated area for farmers where they can gather in Senekal, just as we've seen with the EFF who are also in town at a certain point, so that police can also monitor and prevent any chaos that might erupt. But people are saying that they don't know what to expect, and we just need to wait and see what will happen during the course of today. But we know that those two accused, they are going to apply for bail in the Senekal Magistrates Court. But we will keep you up to date. My colleagues Amkele Maseko and Tabiso Hadebe also in Senekal. So we'll be coming to you live from this area and giving you rolling coverage of what's going to transpire here in Senekal.
Thank you so much for that update, Reginald. Two sides of the coin. On the one side, it's the farmers driving into town. Well, the EFF is already in town, and let's go live to the address of the CIC.
Maburu abaleile akeile at 5 bane ba tsiba se bane ba sietsa beke fitileng bane ba ikutlisa ntho ba tsiba ba ke ba etsela mara re batla jwetsa leadership mona hona le lekgowa le bitswa pit foroso le harasang our brothers and our mothers in all the farm in this community. They beat them. We want to say to Pete Foroso, we are coming to you as EFF in Free State. We are going to visit you so that you can pay that money owed to them. Mari musebezo ngajena siwaka kirikwa leadership kialebo. Fighters, I just want to take you back to 2013. few. Again, we have that capacity of reminding them where we come from. So what you're going to say is Unolika. When we were building branches on the ground, Unolika. Lisna chalete ya uregister Unolika. Rinka chalete ya mazotu Unolika. 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 We are here, fighters. DSG, please introduce leadership. Please tell the fighters who's here to support democracy. Maibuye! 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 Long live to our commander-in-chief, long live! Long live to our commander-in-chief, long live! Hai khule EFF, hai khule! Hai khule EFF, hai khule! Down with the racist boys, down! Down with the racist boys, down! Thank you very much, National Chair. We would like to acknowledge the EFF leadership that has answered the clarion call to come here today and discipline these white racist boys. We have the provincial chairperson of Limpopo, Commissar Josie Bhutan. We have the Secretary of Free State, Commissar Busangu.
Maibuye! Africa! Fateka muswa tuno saugene mosebeti mfatoi!
We also have the Provincial and Secretary of KZN. We also have the Provincial and Secretary of Gauteng.
Amanda! Away, two!
We have the Gauteng.
Amanda!
We have the chairperson of Gauteng province.
Manga! Away, two! Allah, Gauteng, Allah! Mata!
We have the provincial secretary of Northern Cape, Commissar Shadrach Kaule.
Amanda! Amanda! I hole EFF, I hole! I hole EFF, I hole! Tata EFF, Tata!
We have the secretary of Western Cape, chairperson of Western Cape, Commissar Kayako.
Manda! Pansi ngamabhulu, pansi! Pansi ngamabhulu, pansi!
Thank you. We've got the provincial chairperson of Free State, Commissar Yazini Belekeyan.
Amanda! Amanda! Amabhulu, Amabhulu, Asizinja. Amanda!
We've got the provincial secretary of Mpumalanga.
Manta! Viva EFF, viva! Viva EFF, viva! Viva Free State EFF, viva! Manta!
Thank you very much. And we also have the Central Command Team of EFF that are here. May you come forward and wave to the fighters. Central Command Team. Komisa Yoliswa Yako. Viva EFF, viva! Viva EFF, viva! Amanda! We've got Komisa Tembi Msane. Amanda! Amanda! Phansi ngamabhunu phansi! We've got Komisa Piaba Madogwe. Amanda! Amanda! Aikuli, EFF, Aikule! Run, racist, run! Run, racist, run! Amanda! We've got Komisa Mabato Mukause.
Long live the EFF, long live! Long live the EFF, long live! Long live the Commander-in-Chief and President of the EFF, long live! Down with Boers, down! Down with white racists, down! Amanda!
We've got Komisa Sharon Letape.
Amanda! Amanda! Viva EFF, viva! Viva EFF, viva!
We've got Komisa Natasha Ntangwini.
Long live EFF, long live! Long live EFF, long live! Amanda!
We've got Komisa Marais. Amanda! Amanda! Hands off EFF, hands off! Hands off CIC, hands off! Amanda! We've got Komisa Namnantando.
Israel! Maibuye! Amanda!
We've got Komisa Sengiwe Mkalipi.
Amanda! Long live Commander-in-Chief, long live! Phansi namabhunu e-AfriForum, phansi! Phansi namabhunu athatha umhlaba wethu, phansi! Phambili ne-EFF, phambili!
We've got Komisa Nazir Paulson.
Manga! Manga! Owethu!
We've got our spokesperson, Komisa Delisile Ngwenya. Amandla! Auwe mmuso wamaburu, auwe! Viva EFF, viva! Viva EFF, viva! We've got Komisa Sinawo.
Down with AfriForum, down! Down with AfriForum, down! Down with S-Roots, down! Down with racist terrorist farmers, down! Amanda! Hey, down!
We've got our national spokesperson, Komisa Vuyane Pambo.
Amanda! Amanda! Viva EFF, viva! Viva the Commander-in-Chief, viva! Forward with expropriation of land, forward! 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 Amanda! Away, two!
We've got the chairperson and the secretary of KZN, Komisa Busi Koza.
Amanda! Phansi ne-AfriForum, phansi! Phansi namabhunabhuna labantu abamnyama, phansi! Long live the EFF, long live! Amanda!
Secretary of KZN, Komisa Spiso Mthethwa.
Viva EFF, 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 viva! Viva EFF, EFF, viva! Phansi ngamabhunu e-AfriForum, phansi! Phansi ngamabhunu e-AfriForum, phansi! Awathuthe amabhunu e-Free State, awathuthe!
We've got Komisa Dr. Mbuyiseni Ndlozi.
Africa. Abizani Fire Brigade.
Three of our colleagues are covering this story, Tabiso Khatebe, Samkele Maseko and Reginald Vedboy, and will continue to keep you updated. For now, let's take a break. You're watching The Agenda.